I also like this game a lot. Steelers at the Ravens. This line opened up Ravens -5.5. It's down to 3.5. This is a big public underdog again. So who do you like here?
Yeah, I feel like this is a trap game for the public. Like they see, oh, the Steelers are undefeated, but they're favored for their like 5.5-point underdogs. Look, as good as the Steelers have been this year, I don't think they're as good as people think. We were very close to seeing the Titans force overtime if Stephen Gostkowski doesn't miss that field goal. And the Steelers had some issues. Ben Roethlisberger turned the ball over quite a bit. And Roethlisberger, he really doesn't look the same player he once was. I don't know if his downfield arm strength and ability to get the ball downfield is the same as it was. He's doing an excellent job of getting the ball out quick, but at that cost, he's averaging just 6.8 yards per attempt. That's the lowest in his career, except for this for last season when he played 2 games and dealt with that elbow injury. He had 5.7 yards per attempt that year. So as good as this short, quick, get it into the playmaker's hands offense is working, I think the Ravens, coming off a bye week with John Harbaugh as their coach, are going to have an excellent plan in place to kind of limit their ability to get the ball out quick, to get the ball in the receiver's hands. I think you're going to see the Ravens try to jump some routes if they try to do that. And really force Ben to have to throw deep. I think that's going to be key. And, he still might be able to complete passes, and his receiving core is very good. But I just think that the Ravens have the edge on the defensive side of the ball from a preparation and coaching standpoint, and that could be a huge difference maker. And then on the offensive side of the ball for the Ravens, Lamar Jackson is the key to unlocking this Pittsburgh defense, because without Devin Bush, the Titans couldn't take advantage of that unit as much as I thought they were going to. They eventually unlocked it and figured it out late, getting the ball over the middle more to A.J. Brown when he broke that long touchdown. But Lamar Jackson's going to be able to move around and run on this defense because Devin Bush isn't going to be there to use his speed to catch up to him. So I think that's going to be big. And another motivational aspect of this game is Jackson had his worst game of the year against the Steelers last year when he threw 3 interceptions in one game. And I believe they played the Steelers the last game of the season, and Robert Griffin III started that one. So I think that the Ravens are the right side here. We're getting good line value, so I like them for a couple of units. And just the whole point of John Harbaugh coming off a bye, he's just so good with extra time to prepare. You cannot go wrong picking him.
Yeah, he's 9-4 against the spread off a bye. So great track record. You wouldn't expect anything otherwise. So if the Ravens weren't coming off a bye, I still think I would like them a little bit. I wouldn't bet them that heavily, but given that they're off a bye, they've had extra time to prepare for the Steeler team. They know how to beat the Steelers, so I think that gives them a big edge here. And also, you were mentioning about Devin Bush being out. I think that's huge against Lamar Jackson. So I completely agree with that. I think the spread is short as well. The computer model says it should be Baltimore -6. I think it should be Baltimore minus like 4.5 or 5, maybe even higher. So we're getting 3.5. And, I hate betting 3.5 because that's the worst spread you could possibly be betting on, because, 3.5 says a game's going to be close, but most close games are decided by a field goal. But I think the spread is just wrong here. So hopefully the public keeps betting this down and we get like -3, -120. That would be great. I would love that. But still, like -3.5 still seems like a good number for a Raven team that, I think is definitely better than the Steelers, especially with Yannick Ngakoue on the team to rush Ben Roethlisberger. Like, that's going to help a lot. That was one of their 2 weaknesses that they had was the edge rush. And now they're going to be able to rush against a Steeler team missing the right tackle. Like, I think that just gives the Ravens another edge. I like Baltimore here. I think they win by 7 to 10 points, something like that. And this is going to be a big play for me too.
Yeah, and one other thing I want to bring up, Lamar Jackson popped up a few weeks ago on the injury report with a missed practice related to a knee injury, and not much was made of it. He returned to practice the next day. But at the time, that raised some eyebrows of people being like, oh, is he going to miss the week? And, for fantasy purposes, he didn't. So that's kind of gone away. But some of his recent struggles and reluctance to run may have been related to that. But he's had now a whole extra week with that bye week to rest and rehab that knee. So if he's in better shape there, I think that Jackson should play much better too.
Yeah, it's a good call. Yeah, especially against a defense missing Devin Bush. So glad we're on the same side there.